What's good, SKOL Nation? It's your boy, hyped up and ready to bring you the latest Minnesota Vikings news straight from training camp at TCO Performance Center. Tuesday's practice was a wild ride. Our QB JJ McCarthy had a day that had us all holding our breath. After lighting it up on Saturday, today was a bit of a stumble. Is this just growing pains for our 22-year-old phenom? Or something to keep an eye on? Let's dive into the action, break down the highs and lows, and talk about what it means for our Vikings in 2025. Buckle up, because this is going to be a SKOL-tastic journey. So, picture this. It's a sunny day in Eagan, fans are buzzing in the stands, and all eyes are on JJ McCarthy, the number 10 overall pick from 2024, who's basically starting fresh after missing last season with a knee injury. Saturday, he was slinging dimes, wowing the crowd with throws that had us dreaming of Super Bowl glory. But Tuesday, it was a different story. His completion percentage in team periods was, let's just say, not exactly Pro Bowl material, well below 50%. Some passes were close, some were way off, and a few might have been drops, but too many balls were kissing the grass instead of finding hands. What's going on with our guy, Vikings fans? Is this just a bad day? Or is the pressure starting to creep in? Don't hit the panic button yet. SKOL crew. Training camp is all about working out the kinks, and McCarthy's still got that fire. The Vikings know he's a work in progress, and with stars like Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw sidelined, the offense isn't at full strength. So what do you think? Can JJ shake this off and come back stronger? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we're all in this together. Alright, let's zoom in on one of Tuesday's rough patches. The early route running period near the goal line. McCarthy was trying to connect with his playmakers, but it was like the football gods weren't feeling the purple vibe. First, he found Jordan Addison, but Jeffo could have swooped in like a hawk and punched the ball out. Ouch. Then he threw a touch high to Lucky Jackson, who made a circus catch but was ruled out of bounds. To top it off, he missed TJ Hawkinson twice, including one pass that was so far behind it might have been in a different zip code. Vikings fans, have you ever seen a practice where everything just feels off? That was this moment. Now, let's give credit where it's due. McCarthy wasn't all misses. In the 11-on-11 drills, he showed flashes of that Michigan magic, hitting Addison for a big chunk gain that had the sideline buzzing. That's the JJ we know. But when they went back to the goal line for 7-on-7 work, the struggles crept back. He missed Addison in the end zone, then threw another one out of bounds. And that pass to Josh Oliver? It was a rocket, but it clanged off Oliver's hands and hit the crossbar like a gong. Talk about a moment that makes you wince. What's your take? Does this sound like a rookie finding his footing? Or is there something else at play? The good news? McCarthy did manage to toss a couple of touchdowns in that 7-on-7 period, so it wasn't all doom and gloom. With Kevin O'Connell, the QB whisperer, in his corner, you gotta believe JJ's gonna learn from this. Vikings fans, what do you want to see from McCarthy in Wednesday's padded practice? Hit the comments and let's talk about it. Let's shift gears to the situational period. Third downs, field goals, and some clutch moments. This is where the game's won or lost, right, SKOL Nation? McCarthy started strong, firing a beauty downfield to Aaron Jones that set up a field goal try. That's the kind of play that gets you hyped for September 8th against the Bears on Monday Night Football. But then the wheels wobbled. He threw one way too high for Jordan Mason on a fourth down play, and then misfired to Jalen Nailor due to what looked like a total miscommunication. JJ was so frustrated. He put both hands on his helmet. Man, we've all been there, haven't we? Here's the deal. This isn't time to sound the alarms. Training camp is like a lab for experimenting, and McCarthy's had way more good days than bad so far. The Vikings are missing their top dogs, Jefferson with a minor hamstring tweak and Darrisaw still recovering. So the offense is playing with one hand tied behind its back. Plus, Tuesday's practice wasn't some grueling marathon. It was lighter compared to others. So, Vikings fans, are you staying calm or getting a little nervous? Let me know in the comments, because we're all riding this roller coaster together. And let's not forget, the defense was eating today. Without Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, guys like Jalen Redmond and rookie Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins stepped up big time. That's the kind of depth that could make our D a nightmare for opponents. What's your vibe on our defensive line? Ready to dominate? Share your thoughts. Speaking of that defense, let's give a shout out to the secondary, because Dwight McCarthy is making a serious case for a roster spot. This second-year corner, nicknamed Nudie, was a playmaking machine on Tuesday. After snagging an interception and breaking up a pass on Monday, he jumped a route and picked off Sam Howell like it was nothing. Vikings fans, are we looking at a breakout star in the making? The cornerback room is crowded, but McCarthy's got that dog in him. Who else is loving this guy's energy? The safety group also got some new faces in the mix, with Harrison Smith and Josh Metellus getting vet days off. Theo Jackson and Jay Ward stepped in, and they held it down with the first team. It's awesome to see the depth we're building. Brian Flores' defense is looking like it's in its master stage. As Metellus put it, SKOL Nation, what's the one defensive play you're dying to see when the pads come on full force? Drop it in the comments. Oh, and a quick heads up. I checked Vikings.com and some X posts for the latest scoop, and there's chatter about Metellus' ankle tweak being super minor, so no worries there. But with so much talent in the secondary, who's your pick to shine this season? Let's hear it. Let's talk about the tight ends, because the depth there is giving us something to cheer about. With TJ Hawkinson still on the active/PUP list recovering from his ACL surgery, the backup Ts are stepping up. Ben Urosek had the highlight of the day with a leaping touchdown catch from Sam Howell in the red zone sevens. Talk about a showstopper. Bryson Nesbitt and Giovanni Ricci also made some noise, battling for that T3 spot while Gavin Bartholomew's sidelined. Vikings fans, who's your dark horse to make the roster at tight end? This competition is heating up, and it's exactly what we need to keep the offense versatile. Kevin O'Connell's system thrives on playmakers, and these guys are showing they can hang. Imagine Hawkinson back at full strength, paired with one of these young guns, could be deadly. What's your dream tight end combo for 2025? Hit the comments and let's dream big. And a quick note, the Vikings official site confirms Hawkinson's still on track, but no rush to get him back early. That's smart, keeping our star healthy for the long haul. SKOL Nation, are you pumped for when TJ returns? Let me know. Now, let's get to the offensive line because there's some serious grit showing up. Will Fries was out there pancaking backup DT Jonathan Harris on a screen pass to Hawkinson. High fives all around. Fries' tape from his Colts days shows he's got that tenacity to finish blocks, and it's carrying over to the Vikings. With Christian Darrisaw still a question mark for Week 1, guys like Justin SKOL and Blake Brandel are getting big reps. SKOL's got to protect McCarthy's blind side, and his 69.2 PFF grade from Tampa last year ain't bad. But Vikings fans, are you feeling confident in our O-line depth? Tuesday also saw some vet rest days, with Michael Juergens stepping in at center for Ryan Kelly and Brandel sliding to right tackle for Brian O'Neill. This kind of versatility is huge for a long season. SKOL Nation, who's your unsung hero on this line? Drop it in the comments because these big guys deserve some love. Oh, and a quick update from The Athletic. Darrisaw's recovery is looking rosy, but cautious, so SKOL might be our guy for a bit. How do you feel about that? Let's talk about it. Let's shift to special teams because Will Reichard had a bit of a shaky day. Our kicker was 5 for 7 on field goals, but he clanged one off the upright from 53 yards and missed wide right from 46. Not exactly automatic, but it's early, and training camp is for ironing out those wrinkles. Vikings fans, are you still riding with Reichard? Or do you want to see more consistency? Let's hear your take. On the punt return front, Rondale Moore and Silas Bolden got the first reps in the situational drill. With Jordan Addison's potential suspension looming, we might need these guys to step up in the return game. SKOL Nation, who's your pick for punt returner? Drop it in the comments and let's see who's got the juice. And a quick shout out to the fans at TCO Performance Center. You guys are bringing the energy. If you're heading to camp, check Vikings.com for tickets and autograph schedules. Who's going to the night practice on August 4th? Let me know. Back to McCarthy for a sec, because the kid's still the talk of the town. Despite Tuesday's struggles, the vibes around him are still sky high. Kevin O'Connell's been preaching patience, and new center Ryan Kelly's already singing JJ's praises, saying his poise at 22 is unreal. Vikings fans, that's the kind of leadership we need. But let's be real, those misfires to Addison and Naylor stung a bit. Are you giving JJ a pass for this one? Or do you want to see him lock in tomorrow? The defense wasn't making it easy either. Brian Flores' crew was swarming, with guys like Dallas Turner looking like absolute beasts. That's a good problem to have. Our D is ahead of the O right now, which is exactly what you expect early in camp. SKOL Nation, what's the one thing JJ needs to clean up most? Hit the comments. And heads up, X posts are buzzing about Jordan Mason potentially rising as a complement to Aaron Jones. Could this be a dynamic duo in the making? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the big picture, Vikings fans. This team went 14-3 last year, and now we've got a rebuilt offensive line, a stacked receiving core, and a defense that's looking downright scary. McCarthy's got the keys to a Porsche of an offense, but every rookie QB hits some speed bumps. Tuesday was one of those days, but with O'Connell's coaching and weapons like Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson, the sky's the limit. What's your bold prediction for this season, SKOL Nation? The joint practices with the Patriots on August 13th and 14th are going to be a huge test. Those sessions will show us what McCarthy and this squad are really made of. Plus, with the season opener against the Bears on September 8th looming, every rep counts. Vikings fans, are you feeling that SKOL energy for Week 1? Drop it in the comments. And a quick note from Vikings.com. The team's made some smart moves to boost the run game, which could take pressure off JJ. Who's ready to see Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason tear it up? Let's hear it. All right, SKOL Nation, we're wrapping this up, but the excitement's just getting started. Tuesday was a mixed bag for JJ McCarthy, but this is why we have training camp to grind, learn, and grow. The Vikings are building something special, and with fans like you, we're gonna roar all the way to the playoffs. What's the one thing you're most hyped about for Wednesday's padded practice? Drop it in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your fellow Vikings fans. Let's keep the SKOL chant loud and proud. See you next time.